Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into a daily read for Thursday. As you can see, we're in the park today because I just couldn't read where I'm living currently. But hopefully the wind isn't too annoying or it doesn't disturb the audio too much. But in the last decent attempt to get your reading started, we began with the round and round part. So this Thursday is going to involve a focus upon one, if not multiple, repeating cycles of some sort. It could be in regards to a habit or two. It could be, in regards to something similar negatively taking place in different similar kind of situations, and it feels like regardless, and it could be, say with a relationship, a job situation, you name it, but it really feels like there's something about, it's like things need to be different, okay? Things can't turn out how they have been, or it just feels like Spirit saying you're in a sense craving what feels to be a new life. Maybe it's more in regards to one or two areas of your life, but there's at least some within this collective that are saying to themselves and feeling very deeply, I want a brand new life. What's at hand feels at least partially, if not fully, out of alignment, because we did as well get the Four of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Six of Cups. Now, where you have once been and left this and that behind, please don't start to second guess that because of what feels to be maybe a situation or certain aspects of which that aren't ideal for you, okay? We can't be second guessing what changed, what even maybe took place in general in the past, just because things aren't ideal or perfect now. But now, a bit of a positive note to transition to. We also got serendipity and peace. There's some sort of a peaceful vibe about this day, at least at certain points, or for the most part. And you can't help but feel this sense of luck on your side, though. And I feel this will support what feels to be an important change that you know and or wish to see come to be in the near future. But I really sense that somebody is stressing you out, or maybe it's more so a situation of commitment to a job or something. I know for me it's going to be the new roommate / landlord I have. I'm already planning to move. It hasn't even been a week. But that's just my life at this point. I feel like I don't have the best luck in regards to where I live. And you may feel that way as well, or about maybe work life, relationships, friends, you name it. And Spirit's saying it's all going to be uphill after a certain point. We need to prepare for the best because it just feels like you want different. You know what I mean? And regardless of how that ends up working out for you individually, it just feels like your best bet at this point is to lay low, to keep to yourself, or to be selective or more strategic in regards to who you associate yourself with, update. It just feels like less is more at this time. And the Nine of Cups says that a wish fulfillment is being granted as we speak. I don't think you feel this. I don't think you know completely that this is yours for the taking. It seems like the number 328 is significant, but as well, it seems like a period where you're needing to better take care of yourself. What does this mean? Are you overdoing it in some way, shape, or form? Are you not doing enough of this and that you know you should be? Say self-care or something. But I do have to take a quick second to drink some water. I'll be right back. As I was just taking my quick water break, I heard the direct message of, I just want better for myself. I want better for myself. And maybe that also talks about you wanting better for your loved ones, if that's the type of situation you have, say family or something of the sort. But we're also moving on to the Magician card. There's some sort of stiff energy as well in your midst. It doesn't feel like you, or maybe at certain points, it's like the energy in the air, for some reason, if not multiple, is affecting you that way, And so there's maybe a need to kind of catch your breath at certain points, but also kind of shake it off, do a little bit of a jig, and make sure that you are feeling more loosey-goosey. But the Magician is saying, once again, that you are manifesting, and it feels like you manifested something at hand that doesn't really work for you, and Spirit's saying you didn't ask for those specific difficulties or that lack of alignment per se, but there is something about what you began at one point in time, rewinding back, and how that actually was some sort of fulfillment of a wish. But then they're saying that better does lie ahead once again. And I just feel like you need to remember this throughout this day, because Something or somebody is seeming to they're trying to push your buttons, or something's just testing your patience, or just feels annoying or off for you. But it does feel like you're thinking about the toxicity in your life or just the difficult factors, and they're wanting you to remember that you're more than ever going to manifest less, or the complete elimination of whatever this is speaking upon for you. Now, when it comes to temptation, I feel you're at least for the majority going to give in to an extent. Just don't overdo it. However that's going to look and be experienced for you, just don't overdo it, please. Spirit is asking you nicely. But moving on to the Ace of Pentacles, they're saying when it comes to new investments, when it comes to choices for committing, could even be to make more money, feel it out. Feel it out. Even in regards to continuation of situations, commitments, you name it. Feel it out. You may be thinking about, continuing or not. Sorry, the dog was just distracting me. You may be considering whether or not to continue with a current commitment, and they're saying feel it out. Is it going to be Five of Wands in upright, in reversal? And if it's both, will one way outweigh the other? But it also feels like they're saying just because there's some positives in a situation doesn't mean that outweighs the negatives, okay? You need to be very realistic and trust your intuition at this time more than ever. But it also feels like there may be a possibility for good news to come in, something about you getting what you want, something about you getting what you need, maybe both, and a sense of this being a time once again where you need to understand that, okay, maybe redirection is protection for some, but you're more lucky than you once were. I know it doesn't always feel that way, but you will at least feel this at certain points. Now, I want to as well say that you're going to be gaining a better understanding as to what you got yourself into, or how something's going to change moving forward. I don't know why I keep losing my breath within this collective energy, because it feels like things aren't great in energy, or they're just not perfect, or maybe it kind of goes back and forth, or alternates. But I also sense that there's a focus on your voice getting out there as well. I'm sorry if the dog barking is distracting you or kind of annoying, but I also feel like there's an itch on your head is now what I'm getting, or an itch on a different part of your body to communicate to you from spirit. The Hanged Man says that you at times do need to adjust your perspective. There's at least somebody that you're dealing with in your life where they need a major adjustment in perspective, but it's not going to be either doable, or it's just not yours to bother with, to care about, or to tackle, okay? And so it feels like this is going to be a Thursday where in the midst of getting your voice out there, there's a focus on your mind and what you're expecting, on what you're focusing upon as well. And it just seems to be easier to focus on the negatives than this peace and serendipity and all the positives that are happening more than ever. It also is a time where you're creating quality. There's a genuine nature about you, a purity as well as what I'm getting, and a sincerity energy coming through as well. And so people notice this, people are picking up on it, and people want more of what you have to offer. But I also sense that you're growing as a soul throughout this day, more than you can even pinpoint, more than meets the eye maybe. And at times it's easy to not notice this per se, because of all the other things that you have going on. You know what I mean? Both positive and negative. But it feels like life is about to improve for you, and you need to remember this throughout this Thursday, okay? I'm hearing bite your tongue, have patience, dig for it if need be, and do what you have to do, okay? Again, less is more, but it is going to be a day where the cycles round and round energy, so it's a huge highlight, but you're also experiencing peace and serendipity, all right? So those are your messages for Thursday. I hope they were truly helpful. Definitely was constructive. I am sending you so much love and light.